Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest installment of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. This week we have PlayStation dominating the video game industry while also falling completely apart. You could say PlayStation is the Call of Duty of console makers. We also discussed today Sifu being a cult classic, even though it is barely two years old. And of course, Activision Blizzard layoffs continue. I am your host, Loke7, and joining me today is the lovely Nintendo goddess, Cozy Beluga. Mr. Behind Them Sticks, Ham Solo, will be in later on. The man that likes games more than anyone alive, Mr. Matt Likes Games. And our special guests, that's right, we're double dipping this week.
Oh, yeah.
The Hawaiian RTX 4090X AMD 7950X 3D PC gamer. I don't know what that means. It's Mr. Uso Vinny. And our in-house tech specialist with over 2 decades in IT, Mental 9R. That's right. He's 600 years old. Before we partake in this week's session of digital savagery, tell me, Cozy, are you feeling rosy?
Yes.
Please tell us why.
I had a long week, but the week has a kind of nice finish to it. I made some cinnamon roll inspired cupcakes, and they were a hit. So yeah.
People are here to see you eat those cupcakes. Where are the cupcakes, Cozy?
I gave them away.
Cozy, we have a contract.
That was very nice of you, Cozy.
That's against the TOS. What's happening here?
What is very nice of her.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Giving away cupcakes to the less fortunate is a win, Luke.
Oh my goodness. All right. Vincent, welcome in, says it's currently finishing Formula One qualifying. Are you playing it on a console or are you watching it? Because it's Friday, so I'm guessing it's live. Anyway, before Vince gets back to us, Cozy, what you been playing this past week?
The same thing I've been playing last week. Go, Mecha, Ball, Rotato, and Helldivers too.
At least she's consistent, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Vincent is watching. He's watching F1. All right. Well, good to know you're listening to us as you watch it. Mental, what have you been playing this past week?
Same old Cyberpunk, into Phantom Liberty, getting further down the rabbit's hole of that game, and really enjoying it. It's I'm loving it. It's great. I can't remember if I told you I accidentally kind of started that campaign or the new expansion. I was playing through a lot of the original stuff, and then the next thing I know, I'm in this other area, and I'm like, why don't I remember this area? And oh, what the heck? A really cool battle. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I'm like, oh shit, I started I started it when I didn't want to. Yeah, but I'm in there now, so it's all good.
All right. That's good.
Enjoying
Matt,
it.
what you been playing this past week?
Honestly, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm currently just farming the same 2 giants over and over again as we do this.
Are you getting ready for the DLC?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best.
Good luck
I'm
with
ready to be abused again.
Yeah. Just get the lube. That's what I will say. Uso, what have you been playing this past week?
It's really just been Helldivers 2 and Kingdom Come Deliverance on PC, which is amazing.
Ooh,
Does it work well on PC?
Dude, I'm getting like over 100 FPS on ultra settings, 4K.
Okay. Yeah, I might get it. I know it was on sale for like $4 recently.
Dude, it's really good. You can get on. I got on a key site for like $5.
Nice.
The Royal Edition. Yeah.
I might do that.
All right. So intros out of the way. Before I introduce the topic, who here thinks Sony is screwed?
I don't. I think the things are still can be turned around, but I think they don't have a good long-term plan.
I think screwed might be a strong word, but
a bit much.
Got some hard times ahead.
Yes. I think they might be screwed if they plan to do absolutely nothing about the way things are going, but they seem to be at least trying to do something, so we'll see.
I think they're not screwed yet. If they do lose that lawsuit in the UK, though, then they're screwed. Like actually screwed.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that'll do some damage.
Spider-Man 356 says RIP, says Sony is effed. Before we get into the bad news, let's go with the positives, guys. Come on, right? Let's go with the good stuff.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Can we just go with the good stuff for 5 minutes? Let's do that.
This is the good stuff.
Announced. All right.
Tastes like a bomb pop.
Tastes like a what?
A bomb pop.
Bomb
pop. Bomb pop?
What tastes like a bomb pop?
The Faygo firework.
Show it on the screen.
Faygo.
Faygo firework. So, if you guys haven't had like a Faygo fireworks, it tastes like a bomb pop. For those of you who don't know what a bomb pop is, it's literally it looks like this.
It's that, yeah.
And it's 3 different flavors of deliciousness.
Oh, okay.
Looks like your bird knows what a Bob Pop is too.
Have you been feeding your bird Bob Pops, Cozy? What's going on? Someone called like animal protection.
She doesn't like it when I talk to other people.
Yeah, someone is a bit possessive. But let's get into the good news for Sony. Sony has announced March's PlayStation Plus Essential Games. So here we go. Next month's PlayStation Plus titles will be EA Sports F1 2023, Sifu, Hello Neighbor 2, and Destiny 2: The Witch Queen. PS Plus members will be able to claim the games from March 5th. Let's go around the table. Uso, you can go first. How are you feeling about this PS Plus selection?
Personally, they could take it back and use whatever money they spent on that to keep the workers they fired.
True. That's true.
Damn.
It's not a great month. I don't think it's a great month. Sifu is a W, but everything else is.
Yeah.
Okay. Tough crowd. Tough crowd.
Not gonna get a whole lot more from me.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm. I don't know. I might mess around with F1 a little bit just because, but I've sworn off Destiny. Played the original Hello Neighbor. Don't really see a need for a second one, and not really a Sifu kind of guy. So.
Okay,
yeah,
Mental.
That's about it.
Welcome in, Mental. All right, tough crowd. No one's feeling the PS Plus selection. Matt, PS Plus. What are our thoughts?
My thoughts is that I'm angry that it auto-renewed my PS Plus.
Rookie mistake.
It did that to me last year when I took off my credit card and everything, and it still auto renewed.
I thought I got rid of it, and it's like, nope, it hit me for $80. I'm just like, it.
Yeah,
refundable.
That happened to me. Around a year and a half ago, it got auto renewed when I did not intend to have it renew.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, this doesn't make me excited about that being renewed.
You don't think this was worth the $80 a year?
Makes me bummed, quite frankly.
Wow. Spider-Man says it's already on Game Pass. Dude, we get it. All right. This is not about Game Pass. This is about PS Plus. Let's keep it on topic, guys. It's about PS. Give PS Plus 5 seconds, guys. Let's give it 5 seconds to shine. Come on. Cozy, PS Plus selection. Are you happy?
So normally I'm like, I mean, there's a game for everyone.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just looking at this and I'm like, I feel like at this point, anyone who's mildly interested in Destiny will have already have that. I guess Sifu is a plus, so people can try that game. Hello Neighbor 2. The first one was a game. It happened.
That it did.
Not to that's about as much as I'll say on it. But and I'm not really a fan of like racing games. I'm trying to.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
Bird is more enthusiastic about PS Plus than
the bird's killing me.
I mean.
Oh my God! The bird's a burden. Thank you, Vincent Vega. Appreciate that one. You know what? You guys suck today. You really do. Okay.
Okay. Look, tell us why we should be thrilled.
Alone. Sifu
already have
alone
Sifu.
Is a certified banger. All right.
I have it.
It's not about do you already have it. It's about quality.
It is.
All right.
It's
you
totally
can buy.
About
no.
that.
Let me give you an example. You already have Elden Ring right now. If Elden Ring is announced for Game Pass tomorrow, the internet stops.
Then it doesn't affect me. But yeah, that's really cool for Game Pass.
I feel like at this point, people have wanted like Elden Ring. There are people who still like me who still haven't played it, but I think Sifu in general has a less wide audience.
Yeah, the fact that you just compared Elden Ring to Sifu is kind of
it's not. It's really not.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
more people need to play Sifu. It is the greatest kung fu game ever made. It is the greatest kung fu game ever made. All right.
Okay, look.
I know it's like one in like a million, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I know there's like 6 of them ever made, but it's still the best that has ever been made in its class. That alone,
small class,
is enough.
That's like me being the smartest student in like a class of 3. It's like, congratulations. Give me a pat on the back. Give me some milk and cookies.
Wow. You guys really suck. Seriously. Today, you guys are horrible.
It's not, and I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's a really fun game. It's not like, I
think Absolver was better.
So
that multiplayer. You could just like the same thing but multiplayer. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's
the same thing. Have you played Sifu? Uso?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Maybe not as like
oh my
complex,
God.
But
all right, Sufo.
had the karate.
Uso, you're not coming back, bro. The way it's going right now, you are not coming back.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Oh my goodness. All right, fine, whatever. Let's move on to the next thing. You guys, god damn. Spider-Man says no one cares. You guys just want to shit on Sony. Everyone just has a hard on.
They could have had a cheaper and better game.
They could have.
And it would have been like, yes, that's a win.
I want them to do great. I spent $500 on the console. I don't want them to suck.
You gotta pay
Here we
$600
go,
now for the
guys. Here we
Pro.
go. Let's give you guys the salt you guys are begging for. You toxic twits. Let's do this. God damn it. PlayStation is cutting around 900 staff worldwide, around 8% of its entire workforce. This entire story has been read ad nauseum. I'm not going to read the whole thing again for everyone on the panel. Just going to go around the table. All right? Mental. 8%. Is this a big deal?
Well, it's always a big deal when you're putting people out of work. I mean, is it surprising? No, I don't think it's surprising at all. All you have to do is look at the tech industry in general to see that this type of stuff was going to happen. It's not just gaming, it's everywhere. I read an article this morning. There's a store that has been in Canada as long as I can remember, and they're closing 33 outlets this year and shutting down their online presence and everything in Canada. It's well beyond just, hey, Sony's laying off 900 people. The entire world's laying off people. It's a big issue. And we're far from the end of it, I think. So it sucks. My heart goes out to every single one of the people that lost their job, all the people that lost or had the studio closed in London. And, after Jim came by to say hi, catch you later. It's brutal. It's brutal. I know people personally that have lost their jobs recently. Not cool. Not cool. But like everything, it's cyclical. It'll rebound eventually. But, as to Sony itself, that's a pretty good chunk of people. 8% of your staff is pretty huge. And it definitely speaks to the single-digit margins they're experiencing. That's not a healthy business. You can try and sugarcoat it all you want, but single-digit margins, if it's 6%, that's dangerously close to being in the red zone. That's not healthy. When we're launching new products and services, our target's always 20%. We have a tough time getting financial approval for the capital funds to go ahead if we don't show margins, at least in projections, at 20%. So, with those levels, at least you can tend to weather a depressed market quite well. Your odds of going to zero are pretty slim. I'm surprised that Sony only targets 12%, to be honest. But I guess it's a little different because they're building hardware. There's never good margins in hardware. So anyway, that's my thoughts.
Jeez. All right. Uso.
Sucks.
Go ahead and wave your pom-poms because Sony is falling apart.
I don't want Sony to fall apart.
No.
I don't want people to get fired either. But I did say in the tweet I made last year that this was gonna happen. And that one of the studios, if not multiple, were gonna close this year before Sony. I think a lot of it has to do with the global recession, also PlayStation not hitting their profit margins. But I think a lot of people who got laid off. I think Sony's slowly moving into AI for some of the positions that people lost. Just because that's kind of the general theme right now for most of the tech industry. Layoffs are happening because they're getting replaced with AI. So,
all right, Matt.
Yeah.
Is Sony broke, like Spider-Man 356 says? And give us your thoughts on the cuts.
I mean, it sucks. I kind of echo what Vinny said there. You don't want to see people lose their jobs. It's a bummer. But this certainly does seem to be a trend that doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. I mean, we started this year with being Microsoft, then it was EA, and then then it was Sony, and then a day later it was EA, and it's gonna keep happening. Yeah. It's super unfortunate, especially in Sony's case, an entire studio being just kind of gone now. But it seems like where we're headed right now, and it's a bummer for everybody. As far as are they screwed or anything, I don't. I think it's too early to talk like that. I don't think it's good, but again, going back to the whole point, it's like nothing seems to be good right now. So it's not like it's Sony out here being the bad. Like they're just part of the thing right now.
It's just I just want to add on. I think by April we'll have a better understanding of what's going to happen to Sony and PlayStation.
Why by April?
Going forward. Because that lawsuit. So the deadline to make a claim is by the end of April. And so with the UK tribunal moving it forward, I think they're predicting that they're going to make a decision on whether, Sony pays the lawsuit or they make a settlement or vice versa by then. So 3 more months.
All right. Make a note, everyone. April is D-Day. Discovery Day, not like the end of the days, but just okay. Anyway, Cozy. PlayStation. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna echo what a lot of everyone else is saying.
Copy pasta.
Yeah, and I will say that they very obviously were not very proactive about working towards solutions. So, and that's kind of what happens when things aren't as good, and you haven't worked towards a solution. Because the writing has been kind of on the wall for a while now. The market is changing. And if you can't maintain that sort of growth, and I was not shocked by what came out with, the whole, their operating margins. I was like, oh yeah, that's very obvious. Their games aren't what's selling. So I don't think it's like necessarily doom and gloom, but I can see a lot of where they have made some mistakes that could have been much better for them. Like when I look at them finally, getting the PSVR 2 PC ready, I'm like, that would have helped because no one was really buying into it. So that should have been a plan that they had already come up with. Things like that, But, it is what it is. So, people at top, we already know, aren't always the most sensible.
Yeah. So keeping in line with the layoffs, Mental, are you a bit surprised with the fact that it looks like the 8% is for everyone? It's not 8%, but just the studios that are underdeveloping. Everyone got cuts, including Naughty Dog, including Insomniac, etc., etc. Matt brought this up on his video. Check out Matt Likes Games on YouTube.
Thank you.
He has a new video that's kind of popping, in my opinion.
He doesn't like games.
He licks them all over the place. Anyway, Mental.
No.
What are your thoughts on the fact that there's no it seems like there's no discrimination on who leaves. Everyone got a slice cut out of them.
Everyone gets.
Not surprised at all. I mean, it's pretty typical in corporate environments, right? When you are struggling as a corporation, you tend to want everybody to give their pound of flesh to help right the ship. Unless you have a department that's way overperforming and kind of keeping everyone else afloat, you're all going to get
Insomniac?
Hit.
They aren't, though.
Yeah. Their margins are razor thin, too.
Yeah.
So, that typically would indicate they're bloated, right? And, something's going to have to, something has to give along the way. Either, and I think they're going to do this, but they'll start putting their games day and date on PC. Has to happen, right? Take advantage, make the most out of your marketing push that you got. And the funds that you spend, they got to be optimized. Get that stuff out right at the same time so they can charge full price for them and get the best sales they can. You want that ROI as fast as possible, right? And then, you got to figure out new ways to improve your development times. Maybe you don't get 5 hours worth of cutscenes anymore, most of which are completely boring and don't add anything to their games.
What are you
Right?
talking
Maybe you
about?
cut back on that because there's a lot of time that goes into that stuff, right? Definitely expensive. Maybe the primary story, or maybe the completion time on the next Spider-Man isn't 50 whatever hours. Maybe it's 30. Maybe your story's half, and then there's not as much side filler crap. There's so much useless stuff in the last Spider-Man that I couldn't be bothered to do, that I'd have been perfectly happy if it never existed, right?
Yeah.
There's ways to cut back on costs, but the most obvious one is reducing headcount. And I'm not at all surprised that it would be blanket across the organization and that they would have to all kind of pitch in a bit.
Sucks.
All right, welcome in back from the dead, Rich Kreischer, Yo Johnny, welcome in. Uso, tell us, in terms of like the lack of discrimination of who gets cuts, is that completely okay with you? Do you feel the same way as Mental? Like, this is completely normal, it's fine, keep it moving, or is this like an injustice for the studios that are producing?
Well, it probably is normal for people to get laid off just across the board. What sucks is the tone it sets for everybody else, you know. Insomniac has been pumping out game after game after game, getting millions of sales, although, like, you know, they have to meet a certain threshold to make a profit. I mean, they still are pretty much the most successful Sony studio as of right now.
Yeah.
And for them to get laid off, it just kind of decreases morale across, you know, all the other studios, because now they look at that and are thinking to themselves, well, you know, it doesn't matter how hard I work, like, I still have the risk of getting laid off. So it's not a good situation.
Matt.
Yep.
Is it only fair for everyone to pay the price, even if they're literally carrying the company for years and years on end?
I think to Mental's point, like, you can say they're carrying and they're kind of single-handedly carrying the PlayStation 5 this generation. But that carrying doesn't seem to be enough.
Damn.
So, like, it sucks, and it does set a weird precedent of, like, yo, if the studio that's literally keeping us alive right now, I mean, compared to everyone else, and we're cutting them, nobody's really safe. I mean, because you think, like, they're carrying the thing, but their output still isn't enough. That means Naughty Dog's output sure isn't enough.
Definitely.
That means Ben's output sure isn't enough. Like, that's every studio underneath them. It's just not enough. So nobody's safe. And this is a reminder of that. This is definitely a reminder. Like, you're not safe here right now. And it sucks, but it's just a nasty trend in the industry right now. A really nasty trend.
Cozy, I'm gonna twist it up a bit for you because of Matt's response. So, people not feeling safe. Let's assume they're not feeling safe, right? Because it's like, dude, even the top dogs are getting cuts. Let's assume they're not feeling safe. I saw something on Twitter, a wrestling situation where a wrestler was booed because they were just bad. They weren't doing the heel thing. They were just bad. No one was entertained. They were just booed, right? Mm-hmm. And they're new to the WWE. And then someone, one of the wrestlers tweeted out that, like, yo, this is probably wrong. It's not going to help the person grow, etc., etc. And I quote tweeted that reaction saying, yeah, but if we go by this logic, we wouldn't have gotten The Rock, because everyone remembers Rocky Maivia at the beginning sucked. No one liked him. He was bad. But because everyone was allowed to shit on him, he was forced to adapt and get better and became one of the best wrestlers of all time and entertainers. By that logic, does people not feeling safe at Insomniac in terms of game development, will that maybe not bring out the best in them, not just Insomniac, but the other PlayStation studios. Will that not make them be like, we need to be better and produce better stuff and look at stuff like Helldivers, for example, and Power World as inspiration to improve?
I would say the difference between the scenario.
Hold up. That was for Cozy. I want to get Cozy's take on this one, and then you can go.
I think a problem with a lot of these big companies is they're chasing those big bucks. Like we saw with Helldivers, they didn't expect it to blow. They expected it to be more on course with the same, the first one, where it's moderately successful, it does its thing, and they support it long term. And that's a more sustainable model. But the Helldivers 2s and Power Worlds are outliers. Like, these big companies aren't chasing moderate success. Because moderate success is not constant growth.
And more attainable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uso, go ahead. I hope you haven't lost your train of thought.
No, you're good. I would say the big difference between those scenarios is Insomniac was at the top. They were already at the top. They were already producing. They were already liked by everybody. They're already getting software sales. So to be cut, it's like you take Roman Reigns and then you fire him when he's been champion.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's the scenario that they're running into.
That's a hell of an analogy.
So it's just like, what do you do in that case? Like, would anybody feel safe when the best person at your workplace just got fired?
Yeah. Also, does like the whole point of like, okay, this will inspire me to be better. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know about you guys. I'm not the kind, like, if I was in that situation, I've never been in that specific, like making a video game and then like suddenly a bunch of layoffs. But like, I just imagine that if you're in that situation, it doesn't inspire much of anything. It probably hurts more than it inspires anything. Because if I'm working for a company and they show me that I'm not important by replacing a bunch of people who do what I do, I just happen to get lucky. I'm still here. It's like I'm not like, oh well, now I'm inspired.
You probably survived by alphabetical order. That's probably why you survived.
Yeah, probably by like alphabetical order, some shit like that. It's like I'm not inspired to do great things now. I'm just like, dude, I need to get the fuck out of here. I need to go somewhere besides here, anywhere, please. But it wouldn't inspire me at all.
In fairness, I doubt very much. It's not random, right? It's not going to work that way. I mean, I've been through this. I don't know how many times in my career where people get let go, and it's always, quote, the lower performers are the first to go. There's instances, of course, where that's not always the case, but at least the way we do it as an organization is we try and get volunteers first and foremost. So all your longer term employees, a lot of people want to retire eventually, right? So they're getting the golden handshake on the way out the door, so they'll take you up on that. Generally speaking, that's the first mode of attack. You try and get as many people as you can that want to leave, and you go through that, and then you resort to the other end of that. That's letting people go. But you always start with your lowest performers, and every manager will have people that they know just aren't at the same level as the rest of their team. I mean, I've been there many times. It sucks every single time, but it happens.
But what about the theory that maybe people will be inspired to evolve and get better and improve, etc., etc.?
Is it inspiring when you see team members get let go? Is that the question? Or, I mean, it's not, but at the same time,
maybe I come from like a different type of corporate structure, because the corporate structure that I've always seen is literally dog eat dog, and it feels like the vision of a lot of people is that, oh, we need to be kumbaya at work, and there shouldn't be competition at work. There shouldn't be a pecking order at work. And as much as the devs are making something that we love and we appreciate and whatever, it's still a job, right?
Yeah. So that sounds like a culture problem to me. Personally, I mean, we reward spirited teamwork. Like if you get in there and you're working with your team members and you're sharing knowledge, and that's a high performer that's doing that, right? The people that keep to themselves and don't share knowledge, those are your lower performers. Those are going to be the first ones to go. You're rewarded for being a team player and being in the trenches and helping people out, and picking up the phone when you're called after hours because we've got an issue and we need your expertise, and you don't grumble and complain, but you're there, you're helping the team, you're doing your job. I mean, it's all part of it, right? That's what makes a top performer. So I can't tell you how many times I've been woke up at 2 a.m. Yeah, I'd sooner be sleeping, but I put a smile on my face and I answer the phone and say, hello, oh, great to hear from you. How's things? Oh, the world's falling apart. Well, damn, let me help with that. I'll jump on the bridge with you.
What can I do? What can I do?
It's part of life, right?
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the comment on the screen. Back from the dead. Just amazing, dude. I love the analogies here. Is it inspiring when you see an executioner washing blood off his axe and sharpening it? Look, again, I think this is a culture thing, because for me, work and jobs, like for you guys that were in the pre-show before we got into the real show, I see work very differently, and I don't get attached to it. I'm not attached to it. I'm not attached to having a job at a specific place, because I know I always keep it in mind what the relationship is here. You're not doing me any favors as the employer. I'm not doing you any favors as an employee. All right. You pay me, I do work. As soon as you don't have to pay me, I know that you will kick my ass to the curb. As soon as there's AI that can do what I can do, as soon as there's a machine, as soon as there's anything that can do what I can do at a cheaper rate, you're going to opt for that. And as soon as I can get someone that's going to pay me more than you, or as soon as I can get my business that's on the side paying me more than you pay me, I'm getting the hell out of here as well. So I don't really see it as the executioner washing blood off. Yeah, I see it as you didn't plan in time, I guess, or you didn't have enough time to execute on your plans of financial independence. And if you're not working towards that, what are you really doing? That's just me. All right, so let's leave this angle because it's getting very corporate. Moving on to the next section of Sony's apparent demise. Gorilla's Horizon online game reportedly not among canceled Sony projects. So before you guys go in on this one, I'm like, dude, if there's something you definitely should have canceled, bro. If there's something you shouldn't, you'd be like, okay, this needs to go. It's whatever Gorilla's working on, right? Horizon needs like a 20-year hiatus. That's what it needs. This needs to become like a cult classic.
It needs to be wiped off the map.
Hey.
Anyway, let's get into the topic. Earlier this week, Sony Interactive Entertainment announced plans to lay off. In addition to the planned closure of PlayStation London studio, confirmed that jobs would be lost at studios including Insomniac, Naughty Dog, Firesprite, Gorilla. Commenting on the restructuring, PlayStation Studios head and former Gorilla managing director Herman Hulst said the company was reevaluating how it operates. Asked on X if Gorilla's Horizon online game had also been cancelled as part of the restructuring, he said that it hadn't. Mental, how do you feel about this game continuing to be developed?
So I love the first
that we're discussing.
Yeah, no, I love the first Horizon. So just to be clear on that, the second one I played for a couple hours and quit. I don't know, it just wasn't grabbing me. But I honestly I have no interest in an online mode for it. I'd be way happier if Guerrilla's project was rebooting Killzone and
Yeah.
modernizing that and bringing that back.
Yes,
That would
please.
make me happy. This could go the way of the dodo and I wouldn't care. But that's just my
All right.
opinion on it. I'm
So
glad they've got a
X-Men,
project
blah,
to
blah,
work
blah.
on, but you know.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So X-Men, welcome in. Uso, what are your thoughts on Guerrilla's Horizon game escaping back from the dead's X?
Well, from the leaks, I hope it's nothing like the leaks where I hope they completely revamped it. Because how they were gonna set it up with like the classes and the different like characters that had different ability, like it was like 4 different characters. I don't think that it didn't sound fun. It didn't look fun from the gameplay that they were beta or like alpha testing or whatever. So I don't know. If they didn't change anything about it, I think it's gonna flop big time.
All right, so you're predicting it's not going to go well.
No, I think GTA Spider-Man would have been a better project to go with.
Yeah.
than-
Yeah.
GTA Spider-Man.
yeah.
They had a
Spider-Man
Spider-Man online. Yeah.
What?
They were doing
Yeah, that got axed.
That got canceled.
Yeah, that sounds complicated. Matt, Guerrilla's Horizon online game reportedly still alive. What are your thoughts?
I mean, we're never gonna get a Days Gone 2, but we can sure count on Horizon.
Yeah.
Just that's really all. It's disheartening. And the thing is, it's like I don't want what people are working on to be canceled, but it's just like,
if you're going,
I mean, if you need to cancel something, I mean, could you put some of those people on a Killzone, please? Please.
I think Herman Hulst is keeping that franchise alive, man. I don't think there's anybody else but Herman Hulst keeping that franchise alive.
Did you just get on your knees, Matt? It felt like you were on your knees in that moment.
I mean, somebody, when is he not on his knees?
What the fuck? What are you talking about? Oh my god,
man!
I love Cozy. Seriously, she's the best.
Horizon.
Cozy. Are you excited for this?
I'm glad that they're not canceling it because I honestly think that's the only way to fix Horizon. Unpopular
Make
opinion.
It fun.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but first they have to make it fun.
Oh my god!
I honestly think they could.
Oh no!
I honestly think they could fix it by just making it, making a multiplayer that's like fun to play.
Like Helldivers. Would you?
I mean, it doesn't have to be like Helldivers. I honestly think like a mecha dinosaur creature hunting game would be fun.
Mecha dinosaur creature hunting game.
Yeah.
Like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you can never have enough Monster Hunters. I'm sorry. I know it might be
okay. So opinion. You would play that.
I don't know. Right. I think I think as long as it's not like, they're trying something and then it's like, years later, like factions, like we've got nothing except wasted time.
The best game you never played.
What?
Factions too.
Factions. I mean, all right. Let's not get.
It was so good, guys. Trust us.
Buzz off, Matt. All right, guys.
It's the best thing I've ever worked on.
I want to go down Cozy's alley here. Would you guys play a Monster Hunter themed Horizon game?
Is it fun?
Or Monster Hunter styled game? Monster Hunter is very fun and very light on cutscenes.
No, but I mean, like, I get that Monster Hunter's fun. I get that Monster
World.
Hunter's fun. I'm just saying, is this fun?
Is what fun?
The
Horizon themed Monster Hunt, like the Monster Hunter themed Horizon.
I don't know. I guess they'd have to switch up the gameplay a bit because I saw one of my mutuals a couple of weeks ago. What's his name? Guapzilla. I like him. He's my guy. I like him.
He's your
I'm
guy.
just saying. Listen, I like him. I don't like everything that he likes that he does, but I do like him. And he posted a video talking about one of the best gameplay or games with gameplay or whatever from last gen, and he used one of the Horizons games. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one.
Well, from last gen, it would be the first.
I wasn't excited.
No.
When I watched that video, I wasn't like, oh, you know what? I should just play this. I need to play Horizon. That's not the feeling I got. So I think they'll have to switch up the gameplay a bit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine Monster Hunter with the Horizon skin on it.
That would be perfect.
I think you guys need to, like, when you guys have time, go on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, look up the leaked footage of the game. It's nothing like Horizon Monster Hunter. It's like a MOBA game, like Overwatch. And you just gotta look it up. It's not good. I hope they revamp it. I hope they completely threw that whatever that idea they had away and make it fun.
All right. Ham, you wanna hop on? Do some sign language if you wanna hop on, if you're good to hop on. All right then. Ham's ready to go.
Woohoo!
Ham.
Whoa, first cut.
What's up?
What's happening, dog?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What happened to your head?
That hair cut loud.
Yeah. I went and got my hair cut after I went to the doctor's appointment and got my shots.
Shots for
did the doctor give you the haircut?
Did you get?
Yeah. I got a pay from the doctor. Yeah, I got a real good pay.
Or did the barber give you your shots?
No. I had to get a shot in my hip for my back to get a shot. Like I have to get a whole bunch of shots in my back to eventually get some nerves burned. But part of the problem with my back was one of the bones in my hip, so I had to get this needle like 4 or 5 inches long stuck into my hip, and they had to inject it with medicine and stuff like that. That shit was nuts. I didn't like it.
They didn't put it in your rear.
Ham, can you turn your head? Turn your head. We want to see your head.
Yeah.
Turn it to like left or right.
Oh yeah, to the side.
Oh my god!
Damn, son, that's a clean cut.
Oh, is that Ham? Is that still Ham Solo?
It's not him. It's not him.
That's an X-ray cut. That's the cut they give you.
Looks good.
Give you an X-ray.
No,
bro. In a minute, he's gonna be telling us that he prefers PlayStation. Just watch.
Oh yeah.
Ham,
I'm gonna turn into Strippy.
You joined up. You joined a bit late, but we're talking about the whole Sony thing. We're specifically looking at the angle that Guerrilla Games' Horizon online game reportedly is not among the cancelled Sony projects. What's your specific take on this? Is this a good thing, a bad thing?
About what specific?
Oh my goodness!
Wait! You broke up a little bit right there. What was the last thing you said?
You broke up, man. You're in Wakanda, Texas. I was saying, with all the cancellations and layoffs, is this really a project that's worth continuing to get invested in?
What project?
Horizon Online.
Oh my god, that's a thing?
It's still happening.
I think that says it all.
Oh my god.
Wait, they took Twisted Metal off. They took Twisted Metal off and said, you know what? We need dry ass Horizon back.
God damn.
Yeah, that's gonna save Sony.
Look, I sent
I
you a
tell you what,
screenshot of the game.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
looking forward to bow and arrow and shit. That ain't happening.
I love bow and arrows. What's wrong with you?
Look, I
Bow and
sent you a
arrows are
screenshot.
cool, but I don't
Alright.
want to shoot a bow. I mean, I'm telling you, I don't want to shoot no fucking bows at metal. I'm good.
Oh my god, guys!
What if
That's
it's
an
like
actual screenshot of the game and what it looks like.
I'm about to share a screenshot that Uso just DM'd me. Ham,
Let's see it.
make sure you
It has nothing to do with me, Bill, does it?
maybe it's a Horizon adaptation of Helldivers 2. Oh my. Okay, no, it's not. I take it back. I take it back. It's not
What?
that.
That shit looks like a knockoff Power World.
Dude, at least
What's going
Horizon
on
nice
there?
to look at. What? Yeah, it does look like Power World.
I'm telling you, that looks legit like Power World. What's
That
going
shit
on?
looks tragic.
Bro, this was leaked last year.
I hope that is like pre
Alpha.
alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's extra pre-alpha.
Yeah.
This is
Actually, fuck pre alpha,
un-alpha.
pre-beta. Like, what the fuck is going on there? That shit is looking rough.
I mean,
That
whoa.
is tragic.
I mean, whoa. But I mean, the thing is,
Wow.
they have to start out somewhere. I mean,
Sure.
They should have started out somewhere else.
I
Don't you
mean,
start out though with the character models that you have from the game?
I think
Like
Maybe
I
that's-
don't even know what that. What is that?
you want to probably
Who
make
is
it
that?
cheaper because the thing is, the way
Looks
stylistically,
cheaper.
this
What's up?
isn't Power World. You sure this isn't Power
Oh,
World?
that's not part.
That looks like Power World.
I'm pretty sure that's
not
just Power World.
Oh, that's
No
not
way.
Power World. That's from the leaked gameplay from last year.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
That ain't no way. Ain't no way.
They
That
just
is-
needed to nail
I think it's
the-
on YouTube if you guys want to see
They
it.
just
wanna
needed
see
to
it.
make it Monster Hunter.
All right,
That's
send me
they
the
needed to
link.
do.
Send me the link, Uso.
Ain't no way. Ain't
Let's
no
see
way.
this on YouTube.
I
Let's see it
refuse.
moving
I
around.
refuse to believe that because all they need to do was basically just make a Monster Hunter only with dinos.
Mahalo, Blind Giant. Welcome in.
But yeah, I
How do you
agree.
not? I don't know. How do you not just use character models that you already have?
It's probably too
That's what I
expensive.
was thinking. I was thinking they're just gonna take the engine from Horizon and just port it over, and then
Yeah.
you have an online
Like,
version.
you
of
know,
it.
you got Alloy
That's it.
there, or Aloy or whatever.
I don't know what that is. That looks like Play-Doh.
This is the gameplay. It's from what? Guys,
This
get
is
ready.
that's
Where's the
insane.
gameplay?
I send the link to you in your DM.
Is that like a Switch
hold up.
version?
No, that's
Huh.
that's the PS5 Pro version.
Ham thinks he has jokes.
That's not a joke.
All right.
That is a
It's
joke.
about as much of a joke
That
as
is
that
a joke.
photo that you just showed me was.
Ham, I'm about to put some gameplay up, and
But
woo!
yeah, you're about to shock the world.
This is going to be fun. All right. So
I'm afraid to even see this. That looks not great.
Nah, son, that's Power World, bro. Stop it.
No, that's not Power World.
That's Power World, bro.
That's,
That looks like some high def Power World.
this is the game that's gonna save PlayStation.
what?
This chick looks like she's from Sea of Thieves. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
What's happening?
That's Power World.
That's
Yes,
not
This is
Power
hard
World.
I don't
to look
believe
at.
it. I'm gonna just say
I-
it is Power World 2 because ain't no way.
This is from last year. It's not from Power World.
It might as well be Power World.
It's from
It
last
might-
March.
This might be their take on Power World.
I don't understand why they didn't just the Twisted Metal angle because they could have just made a cheaper game.
What the fuck?
Nah,
is that
Cozy
about?
completely changed her mind on the rise.
I don't want that. That's not what I asked for.
I just had to get
So-
it.
I'm
So are they-
seriously.
are they spending money on that?
Yeah,
I had to get it off the screen.
That's
That
deep
costs
in
money, huh?
development. That's deep in development.
that costs
They-
900
Selling that,
employees.
are they? Is that going to be a free-to-play game?
I don't know.
Knowing
might need to pay
PlayStation,
me.
knowing
play that
PlayStation, that's probably I think $40 is probably what they would do for
They
that.
could have just given us Twisted
$40.
Metal. They could just
I
bring
didn't say
back
it's good.
Little
I didn't say
Big
it's
Planet
good.
with microtransactions. They could do a lot of things that would make more sense than whatever that is.
They could bring back Killzone or Resistance and make it a live.
I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but Killzone was mid.
Well, I get
that
that
could be
Killzone was great. It's just that Killzone Shadowfall was basically the nail in the coffin.
Killzone
Resistance,
2
however,
was cool. Yeah,
Resistance, however, was legit. I don't know, but that's not.
God.
What
That's
tools
not-
do you have in that game, Vinny?
In the Horizon game,
Sure.
like you get a bow and arrow, little spear. I think it's supposed to be like Power World, where it's like a survival build game.
You get PAL spears?
No, not in Horizon.
We get Pokeballs.
I don't know. I don't even think you're supposed to ride dinosaurs like you do in the main.
If you
think you
can't
just
ride
hunt them.
dinosaurs, then what do we even do? That's confusing. That's before.
I'm legitimately confused by what I saw. So
I just want to
That
ride
was-
and tame them.
I'm taken aback right now. I'm taken aback.
I'm disappointed.
You know, I wasn't expecting to have to look at that today. Like, that
like it
wasn't
didn't
my
even
thing.
look like Horizon. It had nothing in common with Horizon, like
Hey,
The only
hey,
graphics
Flo,
or anything.
The only thing I saw in there that
Look.
looked like Horizon was the sprint animation. That looked like Horizon.
Yeah,
But that's it.
fair. Yeah.
Go ahead, Em. Go ahead.
hey, tell Vinny he can't come back if he's sharing that bullshit again.
God damn. Like this guy, man. Like derailed the entire show. Like this
We didn't
this
want to
show
see
was
that.
we were already down on Sony. This is
You
just like
could have
oh,
just told us you don't want to see it, and we'd have been
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, we don't want to see it.
oh my lord. That was bad.
Hey,
That was
Vinny,
a pre-alpha.
It was
That was
terrible.
un-alpha.
That was terrible.
Gee.
Yep.
Vinny, don't bring that bullshit to my podcast again.
I'm just sharing the facts. That's all.
Man, I think we lost like 50 subscribers just from that, man. Jesus. All right.
Hey, why Neil Druckmann and Corey Barlog need a cigarette right now?
Pause, Ham. Pause.
They look like they tired, bro.
The Last of Us director Neil Druckmann says he doesn't think he has many more big games left in him.
I mean, at this rate, we might not ever get another game from Naughty Dog. I mean, shit.
He thinks he's Kojima.
His problem is he's neither as creative. Like, I don't even like Kojima, but at least he's creative.
I'll tell you what, he nailed
damn.
Uncharted 4. I'll tell you, he nailed Uncharted 4. You gotta give him that.
I wasn't expecting Cozy to compliment Kojima today. Wow. Now I'm taking.
She loves Kojima.
Compared to Neil Druckmann.
You can't deny that he's creative. It's like you're lying if you say like
Yeah, he's definitely creative. You could never say that. You could
Amy
never say
Hennig.
that.
Amy Hennig was the director of Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4. Yeah, it was her.
Wait,
and then
wasn't Neil
from what I
Druckmann?
understand, Neil helped, but it was from what I understand, it was Amy Hennig, and then Neil kind of in some situation that I don't entirely understand, so I could be wrong here. He kind of turned on her and pushed her out of Naughty Dog. From what I understand, I could be entirely wrong here. But that's what I've heard. He kind of pushed her out of Naughty Dog.
I thought he was a
after
feminist.
Uncharted 4. I that's what I heard. I don't know. I could be wrong.
She's long gone
Okay.
now, though.
She is gone.
Yeah.
She's definitely gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So going back to the article, Druckmann said he recently really enjoyed working on other creative projects like HBO's Last of Us TV show and a Halloween Horror Night experience at Universal Studios.
Oh.
Here's
Sounds
a
like you
quote.
don't want to make no games no more.
Guys, I have a super hot take. You know how people used to say games journalism is full of journalists that really don't want to cover video games. What they want to do is use video game journalism as a springboard to cover real journalism.
You saying he wants to make movies?
I think there's a lot of people that are out here grifting like they care about making stories within video games. I think there's a lot of people that just want to make movies and TV shows.
I wouldn't. Here's
Love saying Neil Frog in the church.
And that
I wouldn't
includes
disagree.
my dear beloved Hideo Kojima.
I mean, especially Kojima. Kojima's like he's a tortured movie director. He is a tortured movie director. That's what he is.
I mean, I think it's like a lot of their problem is ultimately they wouldn't make a good movie.
And so they do what they understand, which is games, and it works out for them. But yeah, I kind of feel like Cozy's right. It's
and you can say what you want about the Metal Gear games, but the gameplay, even though a lot of people like you, Matt, and Ham like to troll and talk about there's no gameplay in Metal Gear, the gameplay makes the cutscenes and the move and the lore worth it. They mesh together. You need one to complete the other. If you just take the cutscenes and then you just want to watch them back to back to back to back, and you're not playing the game, it doesn't really work. I tried to make my wife watch the Metal Gear movie. If you go on YouTube, there's like a movie thing. Someone did a compilation of the cutscenes one after the other, and it doesn't work.
Your wife.
It really does not work. You have to play the game and then get the cutscenes, and then play the game and get the cutscenes. Then you're more invested. Making a movie is not the same thing.
You just made her watch 5 hours.
I would have been disturbed if
she was out after like 12 minutes.
Forget 5 hours. 5 hours of cutscenes.
You're an awful person for that.
Because I love Metal Gear and I wanted to share the greatness of Metal Gear with the wife. No. And then that moment kind of like connected it to me and made it make sense that like you need the gameplay. It's not just the story. Like the story is so important to me because I am super invested in the Metal Gear universe. But for someone that's just watching the story and doesn't have any investment, it's like, the fuck is this trash?
Listen, I would literally be disturbed if you could just watch the cutscenes and have it all make sense. That's way too many cutscenes. Like, it's a good thing it doesn't make sense without playing the game. But man,
because like
I was worried that
the audio in the boss fights, it just, you need one to complete the other one. You need the yin and the yang. All right, you can't just have one. But sorry, go ahead, finish your point, Mental.
No, that's it. Like, if you can get by and just watch cutscenes and have the whole story make sense, that's a problem in gaming, if you ask me. That's all.
Okay.
Too many cutscenes.
Uso, center your face on the camera. The Guinness says he's just here to see Uso Vinny's beautiful face. Let it be known. All right. I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
Beholder.
All right, so everyone's done commenting on my hot take, right?
No,
sure. Guess it's not hot.
I don't think it's
very This is hot. This is hot.
It's a lukewarm take. What's that for?
We have a fire going.
It's witchcraft.
Burning sparklers in your house?
No, it's just like a fireplace matches.
Yeah, really long matches.
Mm-hmm.
Cozy is a witch.
No. But anyways, carrying on with the article. Here's another quote from Neil Druckmann. I guess that I don't see myself doing this forever at this scale. It's just a lot, and it takes a lot out of you. It's very stressful to manage that many people and multiple studios worldwide. So you were talking about how you're entering this new phase in your life where your kids are number one, and I'm in a similar place where my kids are number one, and I know that, especially my daughter. My daughter is now 13, and I feel like life is pulling her away from me. I know that time is limited, so it's very precious to me, and I don't want to waste it when waste it when they do want to spend time with me, and that's number one. So yeah, so I'm just at a point in my life where it's like you start looking at what's the end game here. When is it time to call it? Ladies and gentlemen, before you guys go, if Neil leaves tomorrow, nothing of value was lost. All right. All right.
Wow.
First off,
Okay.
we're not going to rehash the catastrophe that was The Last of Us Part 2.
Loved it.
Second, I trust Matt likes games sources, so I'm sure he did something with Amy Hennig. All right, and that's another ding. Third, we're here for the passion. We're here for the love. If you don't feel the love, if you don't feel the passion, your daughter, your son, that's really not our problem. Ham, Matt, you guys know what I'm going through right now with my personal life and what I'm trying to do. That's not a problem for anyone that's watching this podcast. They're here to get entertained. All right. So if your focus is elsewhere, get the step in, brother. Anyways, Uso, what's your take on Neil's quotes?
Well, it's just like, if he's saying all that, like, why didn't he just prioritize keeping all the other people that helped make the Naughty Dog games, like Emmy Hennig and his co-director that left last year? Like, why didn't he do? Because those people are what made the games as well. Like, it's like he kicked all those people out just to say, you know what, not really feeling this.
Yep. Mental thoughts on Neil Druckmann's quotes.
I've got a 14-year-old daughter, so I can relate to what he's saying about, time with your kids is precious. So if that's where his mindset is, it's time to move on. Yeah, go spend the time with your kids. Get a job somewhere that lets you do more of that. And I still ask my daughter if I'm going out somewhere. I'll be like, "Hey, you want to come with me?" And I just, "Yeah, okay, Daddy, let's go." And I'm gonna milk that until the day comes when she's like, "Why would I want to go out with you?"
Yeah,
right?
Cool.
Take advantage. Yeah, take advantage of the time, and we always go and have fun looking at video games and doing stuff together. So yeah, spend that time while you can. There's I'm sure he's well off enough that it won't be a big deal to take a couple of years off of work, and
or just
the
retire,
industry will probably
cool.
welcome back. Yeah, that too. But if he wants to come back, I'm sure there's a studio out there that'll hire him.
No, maybe just retire. Like we're good. We could do with less stories like Last of Us Part 2. We could do with it. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 2 is a way of life. It changed everything.
It's a great game.
Yeah. You
Really
don't
enjoyed
even know. You don't play games though. Since
you don't.
You're into Kojima, not into actual games.
Yep.
No, it definitely changed everything for Joel, didn't it? Oh,
it sure did. Joel had a wild time in Last of Us Part 2. I'll tell you that.
You guys are not going to trigger me.
He had a wacky adventure. He had a wacky adventure.
And I think that's what made it a part of what made it a masterpiece.
Yeah. Joel had what's coming to him.
Hey, too big. Really thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, yeehaw. Good afternoon, TSWS panel. All right, let me get the head. whoa. Here we go. That's the rule. It's $10, and I do the head thing. Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah, done. I think I'm getting better. At it.
It's like a safari.
Just
hat.
big.
Yeah, just get the razor out, man. Get rid of the rest of that hair there. You're close enough.
Me.
Just buzz it.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go,
man.
Stop holding on to
like
your
LeBron.
struggle hairs.
Yeah.
I'm like LeBron. I am holding tight until the very end.
It's already
I
gone.
don't care.
Thing with
make the
LeBron, it's been past the end. It's
I don't
past the
care.
end for LeBron.
Like, I don't even care. I don't like at all. Anyways, Matt, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Neil's comment? Neil's quote?
I mean, it's good for him. If he wants to spend time with his kids and he feels like he can't do that because his job's getting in the way, if he's financially secure enough to do that, then go ahead and do it. I don't see why you wouldn't, quite frankly. But yeah, I mean, to what Vinny said, it's kind of weird that if that's how you feel, that you weren't stepping up to bat for the people who were let go and the people who just left just out on their own volition your studio in the last 2-3 years. It's kind of weird that you wouldn't step up and say, hey, you guys might want to stick around, or maybe we can do something to keep you guys around because my time here's kind of coming to an end. But you know, I mean, like the whole family thing, good for him. If he wants to spend time with his kids, then God bless. Go ahead and do it.
Sapo says, I told you he's from Texas. That sounded authentic AF. All right, real quick, round the table. How would you guys rate my yeehaw?
Give that a solid 6 out of 10.
I give it a 7.
Right.
You need to work on your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
What? That was not enthusiastic enough for you, Cozy.
No, your yeehaw sounds a little like sad.
Has to come from your throat, not like your belly, not your throat.
Yeah.
Okay, I will put some practice into my yeehaw.
You need to up-chuck that shit, bruh.
Yeah, like
he's gonna be yeehawing in front of his
come
mirror.
out like boom.
His wife is gonna be like, "What?" And you're gonna be sitting in front of the mirror yeehawing.
Let that shit ride, bro.
Okay, Mental, what's your rating for my yeehaw?
I'm gonna go 6. Now, I'll give you this. It's better than anything I could do, but it's pretty mid.
Not great.
Pretty
mid.
It's mid.
Yikes!
Yeah, it's
what?
Pretty mid.
You just called it a Spider-Man. My yeehaw is a Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that good.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding. No. I'd sooner listen to you yeehaw than have to play Spider-Man 2 again. So.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Oh.
Damn, we got Robot Ham in the chat. Let's go.
Yeah, you're botting hard. Like, we know you're an export, but that's a bit much.
And made that alcohol.
Oh, the age is showing, guys. That's all I'm saying. Spider-Man says, "Wow, 5? Put me on a 5. All right. You have to put that Trump energy into it. No, just no.
Come on.
Nope, just not doing it. Vince, thank you for the 7, Vince. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue with the rock star of gaming. Druckmann said he's a big Neil Druckmann. Druckmann said he's a big Quentin Tarantino fan.
I couldn't tell.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. So here's the direct quote. So I could see myself transitioning to something that's more like low key and lower stressed, that still allows me to have this creative outlet. So he wants all the credit without the work. Gotcha. Yeah. But I started thinking about how many more of these games do I have in me, and it's not that many. Uncharted 2 was the most fun I had making any of the games I've worked on, because Uncharted 1 A lot of people loved it, but it wasn't this huge success. It was successful enough again that we made Sony happy. We made enough money, but with Uncharted 2, we felt like we had something really special, like we all knew it, and we knew we were flying in under the radar, and no one was going to expect what we were about to deliver. So Neil Druckmann does not work well under pressure. Got it. And I remember we'd spend late nights playing the multiplayer as well, and there was just this camaraderie, and the stress wasn't there. And afterwards, everything has been incredibly stressful after Uncharted 2 because you're no longer flying under the radar. Now everybody's expecting something great. Again, does not work well under pressure. And you have to think, how do we make it great? And how do we do it in a way that doesn't feel like we're just repeating ourselves? So you always have to make it great and new, which is really, really hard. First world problems, ladies and gentlemen. Uso, what's your take here on the quotes from Neil Druckmann?
Hire back those people that left. Like, if you don't want to make those games, like get running back. He just didn't Naughty Dog actually just lay off somebody important from the studio? Like, it's announced today or something.
Yeah.
I didn't check anything.
Like someone that had been with the studio for like 18 years.
I haven't really been on Twitter today.
Regardless of whether that's true or not, also, like me personally, right? I'm not sure. I'm not going to speak for the whole panel, but me personally, I don't subscribe to the idea, right, that one specific person is going to change the entire outlook of your studio, especially if that one specific person leaving is not like the person. So like if Hideo Kojima leaves, it's like, ooh, we have a problem at Kojima Productions, right? But if the lead music composer that's been with Kojima since MGS1 leaves, it's kind of like, oh, that sucks, but they'll be fine. You know what I mean? That's just me.
To me, I don't know. I think with how Neil Druckmann's currently running things, like they might have some projects that they've been working on alongside with Factions too. That might come out, but like otherwise, like I feel like if the studio doesn't come out with anything soon, like either this year or next year, it might just get dissolved. Especially with Neil Druckmann saying it just sounds like Jim Ryan's retirement speech. Like nothing ever stays the same. Don't get complacent. Like it just sounds like he's ready to leave. Like, and he's just kind of hinting at it in this interview.
I'm ready for him to leave. Mental thoughts on Neil's quote?
I don't really have much more to add than what I said before. You know, if it's time, it's time. Move on. Don't drag it out. Just spend time with your kids. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, right? Like, it's
bye. Have a beautiful time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a talented guy. He's done some great things in his career. Doesn't have anything left to prove. You know, so if he's sticking around for that, just don't drag it out. Go while the getting's good, you know?
Yep. Blind Giant, been a member for 7 months with a membership chat says, I missed the yeehaw. Can you do it again, Log? Rules are rules, brother. Rules are rules. You know the rule. I'm not going to repeat it because I'm not here trying to beg for super chats, but rules are rules. You know the rules. Matt, thoughts on Neil Druckmann's final quotes here?
I mean, I feel like we'll know. I feel like we'll know how ready he is. I mean, reading that, it's kind of apparent he's quite ready to retire, but I feel like we'll know for certain whenever we get the next game from them, their next main game. See how that goes, see how it's received. I feel like that's going to do a lot in terms of him being like, I'm sticking around or I'm out. I feel like that's going to be the thing that does it for him. I would agree with Mental. I don't think he has much. I mean, he just mentioned Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 is one of the greatest games PlayStation's ever made. I would also say Uncharted, like he's been around on some really amazing game. He doesn't have much to prove, so there's nothing to stick around if you're trying to do that. It's kind of pointless. I also think it kind of speaks to, especially over at Sony, like, I mean, every big corporation's under pressure, but it's like, especially over at Sony, we talked about the margins earlier. It's like, dude, like Sony especially is in a position where it's like, dude, you talk about not working well under pressure. That's like extra. It's like extra pressure over there. You got to, like, you see what Insomniac's been doing, and we just cut their shit. So you better get your shit together, kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, I don't blame him. He's what, like in his 50s now? Get out of there. Enjoy life. Go do some other stuff. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, Jeremy Brown's not gonna hold him back. Cozy.
Yes.
Thoughts on Neil Druckmann possibly leaving?
I mean, people leave. People go do other things. People decide on changing career. I mean, that's just like the reality. It's not like good. It's not. I mean, it's good for him. That's about it.
All right. Ham, thoughts on Neil Druckmann possibly leaving? And also to Sapo's point, would The Last of Us be the same if he leaves?
No, they just need to stop The Last of Us. That's what they should just do. Stop. Do something else. I'm serious.
With or without him? With or without him?
I think Neil Druckmann should come out with The Last of Us Part 3 and it just be that's it.
I would agree with that.
I'm like, wrap that shit up. Like, that's where I'm at with that whole thing. Especially the way that he's talking and whatnot. Because I find it kind of weird or whatever, personally, that they go through all this turmoil of firing people. Yeah, you can't work here anymore. You're not worth keeping anymore. Meanwhile, the guy that's like, like the head guy is like, I'm kind of tired of this shit. It's kind of weird, right? So I'm just saying, like, if you're tired of this, I'm kind of with Vinny on the sense of like, like maybe tell him this is your last hoorah and we need to like rebuild or figure out a new direction with this studio or whatnot. Because like, I don't know. How would you feel if you were like the owner of a company and your GM walks in and he's like, I'm kind of tired of this shit.
Kind of tired of you. I can do it.
Kind of tired of you right now.
I think we're done with this guy.
Like, I don't care how good you've been, dude. So soon as you start contemplating it, it's over.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I feel like just the sentiment or enthusiasm over at Sony is just down all around.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Neil Druckmann said that, Cory Barlog retweeted it and said, I'm feeling him on that one. And I'm just like, yo. So now Mr. Last of Us and Mr. God of War, you're like I don't know.
Two biggest franchises.
Yeah, like, you know, just like the staple pieces to your brand. You know what helps you sell your consoles? God of War, Last of Us, those two things are like synonymous. Yo, like that's
I kind of disagree with
that.
You,
screams rebuild, in my opinion. That screams like what else does it scream? It like imagine if like let's say Todd Howard. What happened if Todd Howard said, kind of over this, or I'm kind of, feeling like this is my last hoorah.
He did kind of say something like that.
He did say that about Starfield.
But he didn't say any. But he didn't really kind of say that though.
No, he literally said, "I don't know how many more of these I have in me."
No, that's what
He
Neil said.
literally said that. No.
Todd said Howard said
Todd said
said
it. I think
exactly that.
Elder Scrolls will be his last. I think Elder Scrolls 6 will
he
be
said
his last
exactly
thing.
that. Yeah.
I don't remember him saying that, but okay. If
Yeah,
if he did say that, then I mean, you kind of see the way Microsoft is kind of moving with some of the things that they purchased. They're looking to redo, like Microsoft is already in this. Microsoft, and here's, I don't mean to throw this out as kind of an excuse, but this is kind of the reality of the situation. Microsoft is already working on restructuring a lot of what they've already purchased. As for Sony, they weren't restructuring what they have. They were betting on it. There's a difference.
Yeah. The Microsoft stuff was already on a downturn.
There's a difference between me purchasing Bethesda and, old boy from the guy that Ghostwire Tokyo, brother, Tango Game Works, dude was like, you know what? Peace out. That's not crazy, right? Because it's like they just got purchased and somebody's like, all right, this seems like it's in good hands. I'm out. Todd Howard's like, I guess you guys said he was gonna that he's about done with it. They just got purchased. Todd Howard could walk away right now and know that he put a company in a better position than it was prior.
Yeah, he did.
You cannot say the same thing about Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog was kind of doing all right, and then Sony came in and made them good, and now they're kind of like falling apart a little bit. They just got rid of some people. They just canceled a game. They just wasted a bunch of resources, and now your head guy is tired. Like it's just like a catastrophe.
PlayStation is kind of like at this point
tired.
Hot dog.
Yeah, we tired, boss.
Tired, boss.
Yeah. No, I tend to agree. Like, finish up Last of Us 3, get the trilogy done, and move on. And Sony will reboot it and start it all over again anyway. So.
Yeah, right.
Oof.
We'll perpetually be getting Last of Us.
They should have just brought back PlayStation Home, supported it through VR, and given us the maximum microtransactions.
Man, I'm really interested in how this whole PlayStation VR thing is going to go down
on PC.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how they're going to make that worth a PC, like a PC player's purchase.
It needs to work with everything VR. That's how.
I was gonna say it needs to be Steam compatible.
Absolutely, yeah. If they do that,
if it's not Steam compatible, that thing is fucking floating down shit's creek.
Yeah, adding it to PC is pointless if it doesn't work with everything. It needs to be fully just another VR headset you can buy. Then it'll probably sell quite well because I hear it's a fairly decent VR headset, and price wise, it's competitive and that. Yeah,
it's a beautiful VR headset. If you look at the comparisons of that headset in game versus a Meta Quest 3 headset in game, it's night and day better. But
really?
The thing but the thing about the Meta is it's versatile. As for the Sony VR headset, it has to be plugged in, and as of right now, we don't even know what it's capable of on a PC.
And it doesn't support AR.
Yeah, and it doesn't support AR, which is becoming a massive thing for us.
Yeah, I mean, I as soon as they were having sales problems with it, I was like, their big mistake was they didn't make it work with PC. So, if they make it work and it's actually versatile and works with everything,
currently outselling the first.
It'll find a market. Yeah, it'll find a market.
It's currently outselling PSVR 1. So
the Meta Quest?
it's not. No, PSVR 2. It's not great, right? It's not great, but it's showing that people are kind of in that ecosystem and interested.
I might even consider one.
That exactly. As much as it's just that the technology is higher and at this point VR is more popular than it was with the PlayStation VR 1. So I think expecting a higher turnout is almost something that you should have expected. It clearly didn't do good enough to warrant them to want to, work crazy hard to support it and whatnot. I mean, because like, look at what it has, and the same people that were like, "Ha ha, I got this sick device." I haven't heard them bring up the PlayStation VR since 2023.
There's no
Who's
games
talked
on it.
about the PlayStation VR recently?
There's no games on it, dude. No one.
Well, see, I don't want to say that there's no games on it. I just don't personally think there's enough support. There's just not enough to look forward to. Like, I could see people buying it in anticipation of a game, but what are you anticipating for?
So when I say no games, I'm talking like when Cozy says the system has to justify its purchase by giving me 5 bangers at least. There aren't 5 bangers on PSVR right now.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and that's a pretty steep investment too for just 5 bangers, right? That's $100 plus each, plus the cost of the game.
True.
It's like $400 right now, $300. How much?
Did they lower the price on it? Because it was like $550, wasn't it?
It's on sale right now.
It's $550 when it came out.
I thought it was on sale right now.
It might be on sale right now, but retail it's $550. Yeah, it might be.
Just get a MetaQuest 3. Holy crap!
That's my kind of.
Yeah, it's $550, $600 with the Horizon game, I believe.
I thought it was like $300.
You can buy a whole PS5. If it was
$300, I would have copped that sucker.
You could buy a whole PS5 with the money for the VR. So you have to buy 2
with a vertical stand.
Oh,
that's cool right here. So you can get the vertical stand too. You can buy that second.
You get the little toothpick to hold your PS5 up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I like that little pizza, that little center pizza thing.
Let's move on. Uso, Vinny. Let's move on. Ham is on his messy grind now. Ham and Mental want to be messy right now. Let's move on. Sony reportedly canceled. They reportedly canceled Twisted Metal live service game as part of layoffs. This story has been read ad nauseum. So, Uso, I want you to go first. How do you feel about this live service game specifically being canceled?
That is so dumb. Like, that is so dumb. Like, I'm convinced that the only reason why this got canceled over the other games we talked about is just because biased, or not so much bias, but just like there's favoritism going on in the studios at PlayStation with Herman Hulst. Like, because there's no way that they would cancel this game with a TV show that's currently out. A successful TV show. It's pretty
successful,
rated very
TV
well.
Show.
And they chose Horizon Power World over a game that would run way better.
Horizon Power World. I love it.
Like, it's dumb. I just don't know what they're thinking. Like, there's no way that Twisted Metal, the game, was worse than the Power World game from Guerrilla. Like, there's no way. It's just, it's dumb financial decisions.
Mental. What are your thoughts?
On the surface, I 100% agree. It doesn't make sense when you've got a successful series on TV to drop a game that's related to it. You'd think that would help build excitement and move it forward. Maybe there's something going on there we don't know about. You know, Sony's been in the gaming industry a long time. You want to hope that, there's some logic in the decisions. Maybe one day we find out why they chose to axe this one. Maybe it was just way off base and struggling with performance problems and whatever else. Who knows? It does seem bizarre, though, that Horizon Pal World is alive, or Pal Horizon is going forward. But yeah, I don't know. Not sure what else to say about it, but it's maybe we find out more in the future. Sony though, so I doubt it.
Before we move on to Matt, thank you so much for the super chat, Sir X-Men. It's nice to see someone else get roasted on TSWS Gaming. Very nice to see. Ham. Sir X-Men says with this $2 super chat, Ham needs to get an afro wig. It doesn't look right.
You know,
Nothing, Ham? Nothing. No reaction.
No, I'm not going to react to that garbage.
I think your haircut looks good, man. I think your haircut looks good.
If I could, I'd refund that bitch shit.
Damn. Gee, not necessary. Matt.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Helldivers being canceled? Sorry. My bad. Twisted Metal. My bad. Twisted Metal. My bad.
I'm glad Vinny brought up the point of favoritism because
almost had a heart attack.
You look at who's in charge, who's calling a lot of shots over at PlayStation. Herman Hulst, and where's Herman Hulst from? He's ex-Gorilla, and I mean. To not cancel. That's
a good catch. It's a good catch.
Well, that's Vinny. That's Vinny brought that up. So to not cancel.
I didn't hear that.
What we just looked at. I mean, granted, we didn't see the Twisted Metal game. Maybe there was something wrong with it. Maybe Mental brings up they've been in this business a long time. Hopefully, there's some sort of logic to what they're doing behind the scenes. Maybe they knew something about it that we don't, and they're just like, this isn't it. But could it look worse than what we just saw? Twisted Metal. Like, think about Twisted Metal as a game. Just the basics of it. Could it be worse than what we just saw? Really? Does it warrant being canceled over that? I mean, I don't know. It's confusing. It's disheartening, especially with the TV show. People seem to love the TV show. It seems like a dumb move to cancel your game when the TV show is out and successful. Seems dumb.
How bad was Last of Us Factions if Hellraiser is still surviving?
That's another thing.
Is everything now going to get compared to Hellraiser?
All right.
That's another thing where it's like you got the developers on Factions like, it was the greatest thing I've ever worked on. Was it? You got canceled and we just saw Horizon.
The big problem is it's like chasing after that. Damn. I get monetization is the big money maker, but I think the big problem is chasing after that when they should be first chasing after making some of these like live service games a smaller, less expensive experience that is fun, and then figure out how to throw in continual engagement and monetization without, I honestly think the biggest mistake was still they didn't like two games that they have that I think would have been perfect for that would have been bring back PS Home. That could have printed money. Especially if they made a VR version and put it on PC too and just made that entire thing. I spent hundreds of dollars on PS Home. I couldn't even barely afford those hundreds of dollars, but I did. And they should have also done the similar thing with Dreams.
Oh man,
it's wild how nobody's talking. It's like, as cool as Dreams is, as impressive as that is, it's wild that that's not something they pushed hard at all.
Nope.
Like it's
is
crazy.
So much potential. It makes no sense. Ham, Twisted Metal. Are you heartbroken if this report turns out to be true?
Yeah, it sounds tone deaf to me. Like it, like to me, it just really does sound tone deaf because it's just like you went through all this process of doing these remakes of these games that nobody needed or asked for, but then a game that people have been asking for years, you scrap it, and then give us something that, I mean, couldn't even take off the VR. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? Like Call of the Mountain. Who the fuck's talking about that game anymore? Who the fuck's even talking about Forbidden West? Everybody's still talking about Elden Ring that came out right at the same time. Nobody cares about Forbidden West. Nobody cares about Horizon. The game's dry and boring. So you're going to make a live service version of it? You're going to learn. They're going to learn that nobody gives a shit about that.
That learn was very heavy, Ham. It sounded threatening. Like, I feel threatened right now. If I work for Sony,
you should. If you're a fan.
They're going to learn?
Yeah, you can learn. Like
learn today.
Yeah, it's like it's about to rip out
how
his
exactly
belt, start whooping
how
asses.
confident would you be though if you just had a game that was like tailor made for this headset that flopped, and now you're gonna make a live service version of that game and expect to make some money off of it? When don't nobody even care about your VR version? Barely anybody really cared about Horizon Forbidden West. You're like to me, this is just tone deaf. I don't understand it. And to me, it also kind of doesn't feel new. It doesn't. Like if like me seeing a game like that come out, I'm just like eh. Like I don't know who is there anybody on this panel that's excited after hearing this? After hearing a Horizon live service game is it, we've heard inklings about a Horizon live service game for a while. This is like I've at least heard since back in like 2021 about a Horizon live service game being, thought of, possibly in the process of something. I haven't heard one person talk about it like they talked about Last of Us Factions.
Yeah, people are really invested.
Who asked for this?
The same 5 people that bought Horizon Forgotten West. Those people asked for this.
That gameplay didn't convince you.
Asked for it, but not like that.
I feel like Herman Holst is almost like the I don't know. He reminds me of kind of a Jim Ryan 2.0. Because he just kind of does things that he thinks people will like, not things that he knows people will like. And I just don't think it'll be very beneficial.
Don't make me defend. Don't make me defend Herman Holst.
No. I want you to defend it just so I can fucking throw you in the dirt. So defend it. Defend it, please. I want to hear what you got to say so I can just tear you apart. Let's go.
Dude. So you said
this can be bad.
Wait, you said that he is doing things that he thinks people will like, not things that he knows people will like, correct?
Right.
Don't nobody know what people will like, Ham.
Really?
Everyone, from the developers all the way up to the execs, has their vision, and everyone is convinced that this is what people are going to like. But actually,
so are you going to tell me that
this is going to pop?
That if they dropped a if you're going to tell me if they dropped a Bloodborne remake, people wouldn't like it? People have been asking for that forever.
I'm going to put on my clown mask. Give me a minute.
That's a really good point, because that's the one thing people have been asking for.
You ain't giving them it. You giving
There's
them
definitely
just shit
that was a good point. That was a good point. God damn it.
Definitely a niche group of people that would like it.
A Resistance bring back. How many times do people ask for a SOCOM bring back? How many times do people ask for a Killzone bring back? How many times do people ask for what was that game? Infamous, bring back Infamous. I mean, people have been saying, "Hey, do this," and they're like, "No."
Except don't listen to
We're making a Bloodborne movie. They're making a Bloodborne movie.
They are making a Bloodborne movie.
God damn.
The thing is, you can't really just listen to all those people of what they say. I would buy this because they're a vocal minority.
No.
But there are certain games we know that would just sell. Like Crystal Metal, unless they really screwed that up, there's no way a game like that wouldn't just be a fun game that, you and other people could go crazy with.
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
Yeah. You called it cozy months ago. You were like, guys, Helldivers is gonna do numbers. Just watch. You called it, and it's
I
pretty
said I was
obvious
looking
for
forward
you.
to it.
Yeah. For me, every game that's multiplayer is kind of mid for me personally. But yeah, it's a monster in terms of numbers. It's a monster. So yeah, I got my clown mask on. Sure, there's no defending it. There's lots of obvious moves Sony could make, and they're not making those moves. There's no defending it. I tried, I failed. It's part of my NDA to even try. People wanted Dead Space remake, and no one bought it. Anyone
That's why
have
you don't listen to
any?
gamers. Real.
I mean, I absolutely bought it. In fact, I bought it
I bought it,
twice.
yeah.
But you can't listen to gaming enthusiasts because they're a vocal minority. They're not. They don't represent.
Wait,
the
the gaming
larger-
enthusiasts are the ones they say they want
Yes, but they're a
Bloodborne on
vocal
PC.
minority. They're
Yeah,
You
but
have to
we're the
listen to
ones
what
that
people
knows best for the business, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All the
Like-
armchair
and I think-
CEOs out there.
And I think it's true. No. I know you're memeing mental, but I think it's true. Think about it. The people that make fun of us, right? Talk about the record profits, etc., etc. What's happening to the industry right now? It's eating itself alive. The people making real bank are the people that are making stuff we like. Everyone that's out there doing their own thing, full of like anti-consumer practices, everyone is failing. So it's all fun and games, or what's it, gaming analysts or whatever, but you just play video games, you're just an enthusiast. It's like, yeah, but we've all been saying the EA model is shit. It only took them 8 years to figure that out. But we told them as soon as Battlefront 2 launched, we were like, guys, this is not going to work. And they just tried to redo it again and again, just rejigging it, the same thing. And they kept failing and failing and failing. And now we see what happens with Immortals of Avium and whatever else they're going to shit out until they change their business practices. So yeah, we are armchair analysts, but we're not completely devoid of reason.
Yeah.
I
I
think
was
you need
joking,
games
but-
that people can see
Yeah.
and enjoy watching is
What-
part of like how to have a successful game now.
Just look at what Capcom did. When they were in the slums for a while, they would just send out surveys to consumers and people's emails asking, "Hey, like, what do you guys want to see?" And when they started delivering on those things that what people were asking for, they blew
started
up,
making
and
money.
now, yeah, they're made money. Like, oh my god, give people what they want, you make money.
Imagine that.
Funny how that
Imagine-
works.
Capcom has also the thing about Capcom though is Capcom has always continued with the cheaper game model, games that were cost less to make, and those games were very successful.
Yeah.
And those
And
that
that
was
RE
enough
engine
to
is
come
nice.
by. Like
And
sorry.
Like Ace Attorney.
no, it's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna say, and they launch in good shape. They're not full of bugs. They're highly playable. They
important.
perform well. Yeah, they're whatever they're doing, keep doing it because they clearly know how to develop games.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next bit of positive PlayStation news, because damn, it has been rough today. We passed the 1 hour mark, but we're on such a roll that I just let it keep on going. Uso, today is your real debut because this is the first time we are seeing your pretty mug. So please pick someone in the chat to win a $10 voucher for PlayStation or Xbox.
Okay. Let's see. It's gonna roll by random.
No, pick someone that you found entertaining. Come on. Or you can pick, okay, by any criteria. If you want to go random, feel free.
Just go. Let's give it to Yodani Kazada. Gazeta.
Nice. Yo, Donnie, you know what to do. Make sure you reach out to Ham Solo on TSWS Gaming. Sorry, on Twitter. Send him a DM and he'll hook you up. If I'm not mistaken, Ham, your Donnie has won before, correct? You're muted.
I'll remember.
All right, yo, Donnie, you know what to do. Reach out to Ham and he'll hook you up. Congrats, yo, Donnie. Oh, he says, damn. Okay, well, today's your first time.
Woohoo!
Okay, so positive PlayStation news. Come on, let's do this, guys. Sony is making a bold bet on an African gaming startup to boost PlayStation's reach in the continent. Say it with me.
That's a good thing.
Forever. Finally. Gee. All right.
Watch, you're still not going to be able to buy games.
They're gonna cost twice as much.
Be taking advantage of you guys.
One step at a time. All right.
South Africa only.
One step at a time, man. Have hope. So here are the key points.
Sony has made. Please work with us in Libya.
Why would you random? You know what? I'm not gonna.
I love it because you're the only one that got that joke.
I'm not gonna fall for the bait. Sony has made. Yeah, that's because only me and you discuss like Africa.
I love Morocco Loke.
Oh, my coworkers.
The rest of the panel, the rest of the panel thinks Africa is a country. All right. Anyway,
several countries in Africa.
No. You said what, Cozy?
I can name several countries in Africa.
Give me 5. She's Googling this shit.
Republic of Congo.
Show me your fingers. Show me your fingers, Cozy. Show me your fingers. Both hands. Okay. All right. Democratic Republic of Congo.
Mali, Botswana, Tanzania. How many was that?
That's 4. You still have one more. Oh, okay. Showing Lesotho. Okay. All right. Fine.
I can name way more than that.
Oh, look at her. All right. Don't be arrogant, Cozy. No one likes that.
The Republic of
She was looking at her world map, like when she's like going and.
No, I actually had to learn all of them in like high school.
There you go.
Also, Cozy, how the fuck do you not bring up Mozambique?
Because
what are you trying
that
to
would have
say?
been too easy.
Cozy, any opportunity you have to bring up Metal Gear Solid or Mozambique, feel free. All right, just do it.
I just wanted to make sure you knew. I knew other ones other than where you're from. That was the goal, to be like, I know
Mozambique
more than
stinks.
Parts of it, yes. Parts of it.
Especially Maputo.
Look at this guy.
Oh,
all right. No need to show off. He's
going hard.
Here are the key points from the
slide
article.
Into your city, and you ain't gonna like it.
It's gonna be fun when you rock up. Sony has made a strategic investment in African gaming startup Carry First and is exploring partnerships on new commercial opportunities with PlayStation maker Carry First told CNBC exclusively. The investment marks a big bet for Sony on growth in Africa's video game industry, which has grown rapidly in recent years despite a broad post-pandemic slowdown in sales. While details of Sony and Carry First tie-up are thin for now, it will likely include collaboration on certain games and growing the PlayStation brand in Africa. Let's fucking go. Uso, you can go first.
No, that's pretty good. I think Africa has a lot of talented people there. So for Sony to make like kind of the first big step out of all the other corporations, I think it'll really move the industry forward.
Yeah.
Are they the first though? Because I remember a few months back, Xbox said the same thing.
Yeah, they're not the first. They're not.
First. I don't know.
Xbox has, like Microsoft has factories in South Africa. They have offices in Kenya as well.
And they take your payment.
for gaming, you know?
Oh my god.
I mean, like,
yes.
as far as gaming studios and stuff.
Yeah. In Kenya, they have like a office specifically for the Xbox division. In South Africa,
okay.
it's Microsoft, and they have like sub offices within the Microsoft office in South Africa. But yeah, it's not the first company to move into Africa, but it just seems like they're too timid, they're too tentative. Like Microsoft, for example, I mentioned this a couple of months ago. The first time I saw an ad for Microsoft that wasn't like tailored to me on YouTube, I was randomly at the gym a couple of months ago, and then I saw it on the screen. I was like, what? That was the first time I'd seen that in my life. With PlayStation, I've seen posters in Mozambique. I've seen them on buildings. I've seen them on trains. I've seen them on buses. Nothing from Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't exist as far as I've seen in the wild in Mozambique. So that was a weird thing to see when I was at the gym. As far as PlayStation is concerned, I'm very glad that they're making this move. Mental, go ahead.
It's awesome, right? You want to see growth in the industry. You want to see startups get an opportunity to perform at new levels. And I mean, had never heard of these guys before, but it looks like they've had some experience working with Activision, Supercell, Riot Games are mentioned, doing mobile titles for the most part is what I'm seeing here. But Call of Duty Mobile, Valorant Mobile, bringing it into Africa, so that's cool. And SpongeBob, I mean, Krusty Cook-Off. Wow. Sorry. But yeah, no, I think it's awesome. That's good news for your local gaming industry there. I think that's great. Large opportunity for them.
Yeah. Let's hope they follow through. Matt, thoughts on Sony making inroads in Africa?
I mean, that's definitely good. I mean, it would be hard to say otherwise. That's obviously a positive thing.
Yeah, everyone knows they would just like steal the games.
Who's going to steal the games?
Oh my god!
Who's going to steal the games, Cozy?
I don't know. I was just.
Yeah, you better back away. You better. Go ahead, Matt.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see. I mean, you know, obviously people in Africa play games too, and there's obviously a lot of talent there that hasn't been getting recognized. Well, Loke doesn't play games, and also he's not in Africa. Am I a joke to you,
Cozy?
He's in Texas.
Oh my goodness! You know what? Screw you guys.
But I mean. He just has he's a grifter. He has a fake African accent.
What?
But the people who are actually in Africa, a lot of them do play video games, and I think this is great to shine a little bit more light in that direction. So yeah,
I can't believe you guys are not going to take this away from me.
My Africana brother, calm down.
I bring up an African topic. This is the first time we've had a legit African topic. You guys are going to take this away from me. I am African, all right? I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
okay, Loke. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yo, Danny.
It's insane. I don't know.
Yo, Daddy, Maputo is a beach town. But don't come here expecting to visit the beach, because it's the biggest city in the country. There's a high population, and the government does not do a good job of regulating waste management. So what happens is you go to the beach, the water is brown. I'm not even joking. It is literally brown, and you should not get into the water.
What about sipping it?
What you should do, Yodani, is drive like 300 kilometers north. Then it's all blue beach, all the way to the tip of Mozambique. But as far as Maputo is concerned, don't come here thinking you're gonna go to the beach. Don't do it. Sir X-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Cozy is a fun Halo Master Chief Collection player. Cozy plays Halo Master Chief Collection. That's wow. Okay, that's nice.
I mean, if I'm playing with people.
All right.
Good
Well,
luck.
Cozy, what's your thoughts on Sony making inroads in Africa?
I think, I'm all about this. I think more presence in other parts of the world is good for all of us. It's good for gamers there. It's good for people who want to make games. And it's good for us because then maybe we'll get the opportunity to experience games that we would have never gotten to experience.
Yeah. Different stories, different styles. So that's a good take, Cozy. Hamothy, thoughts on Sony making inroads in Africa?
I mean, I think it's pretty crazy that they're trying to tame some wild horses out there. Good luck with all that. It's gonna be pretty interesting seeing Loke as a Libyan.
They're not horses; they're
as a Libyan PlayStation
an antelope
worker. That would be phenomenal. I can't wait for you to move up north. Go hang out with your true brethren.
Ham, I'm not going to have discussions with you offline about Africa anymore. I'm done. Sapo,
no, but for real. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, but for real, it's interesting. Like I'm interesting to see how they take advantage of, I mean, because obviously they see something there, right? They don't. I mean, if they really thought that this was so like if they really wanted to do this, they would have did this a long time ago. But I feel like they seen something there that is definitely worth putting some money towards. And also, like parts of Africa have came a long ways.
Yes.
From what you've told me, from what RJ has told me, and everything, like back in the like OG PlayStation Nintendo days, it like y'all carrying TVs to the bedroom and shit, telling people they can't play no more and shit like that because you might break the TV from playing video games on it and shit like that.
Yeah.
Crazy. But now it's just like people play games. RJ's out there making esports, happen out there. And, like shout out to him. I had an awesome interview with him yesterday. That
was great, by the way.
So like just with the growth and accessibility, which is probably the biggest part, I think there's so much. I mean, Africa's so big, right? Me and Loke were talking about this offline. Like the way they disrespect Africa on maps is insane. but
it feels like a conspiracy theory.
It's a huge continent. So like, and there's plenty of money if you look in the right places and work with the right people. So to me, the sky's the limit. But I mean, I feel like it's gonna be kind of because Xbox has recently said this that they want to work over there as well. So it's just like there must be some sort of like, man, like these people over here in Africa are really coming up and they understand what gaming needs, and we have not really given them a chance to express themselves. So this would be a great opportunity to do so and give them, the right type of light that and instead of trying to guess what they're about and having an American version of what Africa is and a European version of what Africa is, why don't we just let the people do their thing since they have access to these resources now?
Yeah. Wow, that's spot on, man. I'm trying to get me a job. That's what I'm saying. All right. I'm trying to cap for Nintendo,
north, homie.
PlayStation, or Xbox as soon as they give me a job. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm not going north. All right. Bite me. All right. I will not be adding context to that. anyone that knows anything about Africa knows what I'm saying. And if you don't know, tough tits. We're going to close off today's show with some sad news from Toys for Bob. Future unclear amid studio closure and layoffs. So this comes from IGN. Obviously, we had to close it, with the best site in gaming as far as news is concerned. The future of Toys for Bob is uncertain after the closure of its studio in Novato, California, part of the fallout from Xbox's recent Activision Blizzard acquisition that has resulted in roughly 1,900 layoffs. The San Francisco Chronicle reports that 86 workers have been laid off from the studio, best known for Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Skylanders. Call of Duty developer Sledgehammer Games was similarly impacted, laying off some 76 employees. The closures were discovered via via official state filings. The Activision Blizzard layoffs were announced at the end of January as Xbox has sought to restructure the company following its $69 billion acquisition. The cuts included the departure of former Blizzard president Mike Ibarra, as well as cancellation of a survival game that was in development. It's unclear whether what impact these changes will have on the long-term future of Toys for Bob. Numerous publishers across the games industry have been laying off employees and shuttering facilities as they focus on remote work. IGN has reached out for Activision for comment. Obviously, when this is added, that means they did not respond. So, thoughts on Toys for Bob going independent? Uso, go first.
A part of me, wonders what exactly happened for them to just move away so quickly, and how it happened. Like, because Microsoft's history, they're not the type to just let go super easily, right? But after Toys for Bob made the announcement, they said they're willing to partner with Microsoft for games. So it's just a really confusing situation. But I mean, if it's the best for what Toys for Bob wants, I mean, more power to them, and good luck to them in their future. But yeah, it's just kind of a complicated situation that we have with Toys for Bob.
Do you think maybe, Vinny, that it was almost like possibly an ultimatum where it was like, hey, we'll give you guys a chance to either go independent or you become a support studio here?
Possibly. I think that's a pretty big chance because, although Microsoft owns them, they were still under Activision's umbrella, which means they still have to do what Activision tells them to do. So, because Microsoft maybe
primarily. Weren't they primarily a support studio for Call of Duty and whatnot anyway? So
yep,
this is probably
most recent Call of Duty.
I think they're sick of it.
They're probably quite tired of it.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing for them in many respects. Microsoft still keeps all the IP, so gives them the opportunity to go out and do whatever they want.
I was actually thinking in this situation, both teams won because Microsoft doesn't look bad for shutting down or fucking making a studio look like they got purchased and went nowhere. And at the same time, it's a good look for Toys for Bob because now people are like, I wonder what they're cooking now because it's not Call of Duty. This sounds great. It kind of like it rejuvenates Toys for Bob, but at the same time, it keeps Microsoft from kind of looking like they didn't know what to do with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like many people would say, yo, I'd rather, maybe go leave here and like find a job on my own than, stay at this company that I could do the same work for, but, not be able to work on what I want. So, I mean, I personally I know a lot of people, and I'm sure people have taken and looked at this and been like, oh, this is such a negative. Look at Microsoft. They can't hold on to studios, or they don't know what to do with studios or whatnot. And it's just like, in my opinion, I'm just like, yo, they could have totally held on to them and just like fired a bunch of people and then rehired a bunch of people and said, hey, you guys work for Toys for Bob now, and fucking you're just supporting Call of Duty. But instead of that, they're like, hey, you guys, like to give somebody the opportunity to leave and split. Think about that versus what like Tencent or Embracer has been doing lately. I know Embracer actually recently just did the same thing. They allowed a studio to go on their own. But I'm just saying, like, if you look at kind of the history of what Embracer's been doing lately, like with the Volition, they just were like collapse that crew. You look at you look at what Square Enix did with what was that team of as of recently?
Luminous.
Yeah, Luminous. They're just like done. You guys are just getting gobbled now. You're
what Sony did to London.
You're just another one of us now. You're not doing your own thing at all. So in my opinion, I think this is like a good look for both companies.
Damn. I don't agree, but okay. We don't have much time to continue.
No, we got time, Loke. What you got to say?
The sponsors. What?
Yeah, what you got to say?
Let's hear it.
I think we have enough Crash and Spyro games. We need better Call of Duty. That's what we need.
What?
Are you for real?
Nah, I'm just messing around.
Yeah, I think
you don't even play Call of Duty.
This is
somebody's spending too much time at the beach.
That's why you said that. That's why you said
brown water's affecting you.
You know this.
Yeah, too much time at the beach there, buddy.
Soaked in that
It's
brown
messing with
water
your brain.
I wish I had time to go to the beach, guys. I really do. But yeah, on a serious note, I think everyone on the panel, I think we're unanimous in that this is probably the best outcome. And we wish Toys for Bob the best in future. Hope they make even better Spyro games, or just start a new franchise. Whatever, do what you're passionate about.
What's great about it is the fact that, I mean, with all the layoffs coming from big corporations recently, now they're kind of in charge of their own destiny. So they don't have to worry about
blame anybody for it.
Yeah, they can't blame anybody else but themselves. It's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, it's like now you don't got a big corporation on your back.
It's good pressure. It's good pressure.
Yeah, it's good pressure. It's good pressure.
Yeah. I think it's a good outcome, because now they get to focus on whatever it is that they want to do. And on average, can we agree, guys? Can we agree? No, because can we agree? Most of the time, when corporations come in and tell small teams what to do, most of the time it doesn't work out well. Most of the time it ends up being a shit show, from whatever is being developed to even the freaking release dates. I'm looking at you, Immortals of Avium. All right. Corporations usually don't add much in terms of, they don't add much except for funding, which isn't really that crucial if you have the bare minimum. I mean, look at Power World. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So with that, we've come to the end of the show. Let's do our outros. So first, Mr. Uso, Benny, tell everyone where they can find you, what you've been up to.
You guys can find me at Uso Vinny on Steam, on Xbox and PlayStation, but I don't really game on consoles anymore.
Good man.
You got smart. You got smart.
You guys, we have a PCMR.
No, we have someone with at least room temperature intelligence. That's what we have. Go ahead, Uso.
Or you can find me on.
Hits a little different with a PC though, doesn't it?
Man,
my thing stays cool 24/7.
That man's sweating line right now.
But you can find me on X or Twitter at Usovini or at Hawaiian Guy 808. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just gonna be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance this week and Helldivers 2.
Fake game.
All right, cool. Mental, please tell the people where they can find you and what you've been up to.
Just still making my way through Cyberpunk, as I mentioned earlier. I am Mental9R on Twitter and PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, pretty much everywhere except YouTube, where I'm Caffeine Entertainment, as it is below my tag there. And yeah, that's about it. Had a great time today again. It's great getting to meet you, Vinny, and good times.
It's nice to meet you as well, Mental.
All right, awesome. Let's get the super chat real quick. Sir X-Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sir X-Man. Hams can fit a cowboy hat on his head now. Facts. Ham, you want me to send you one of these? I have like 12 now.
Oh my goodness.
An authentic Texas hat? Absolutely.
Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I walked right into it. Whatever.
Walker,
whatever.
Texas Woke. I love it.
Okay. Matt, would you
Yeah.
please tell everyone where they can find you, what you've been up to, etc., etc.?
You can find them on Horizon Forbidden West.
No, you can't. That is the only game in my PlayStation library that I've actively gone to after beating and hid it from my library. I don't see that game ever again.
No.
I don't ever want to see that again. You can find me on YouTube. Matt Likes Games. Videos every Monday and Friday. Wednesdays, it's the 2-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Likes Games, and then you can find me here every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern for BullSittin. And then Sundays, obviously, L3R3 podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel. So that's all the places you can find me.
All right. Matt, just wanted to quickly say that I've never seen someone that has hated their purchase that much. Like, you want to hide it from yourself. You want to hold it. Like,
it's a terrible
forget
game.
that you even bought it.
It's a terrible game. It's the worst experience I've ever had in AAA gaming in my life.
Wow.
That wasn't that bad. Come on.
No, it's horrible. It's very bad. It is very bad.
All right. Me and you need to chat about this one of these Sundays on my pod, Matt. I want you to break it down like piece by piece. I want to soak it in. I want to revel in it.
There's not many pieces. There's only a few pieces, but it's egregious. It's gross. It's bad. It's not good.
All right. Well, one of these Sundays I'm gonna get you on. Cozy.
Yes.
Please tell people where they can find you and what you've been up to.
All right. You can find me all places where you find Cozy Belugas. That would be here on today. Also, later on today with Wise and Loke and the boys. And Sundays and Thursdays on 4GQTV. And you find me wherever you find Cozy Belugas. I'm up to some projects, and I've been really dog-tired, busy with them. And I'm hoping, at least by the end of the month, I'll have something to finalize. January really messed things up for me.
Yeah. January was rough for everyone, really. Ham, would you mind plugging us out today?
Oh, yeah.
And starting from next week, I'll go back to plugging us out. Go ahead. I want to do the last. All right, fine. I'll plug it, and then I'll do the last point. Anything you want to add before we leave? Then.
Yeah, sure. Had an awesome show with Boom earlier. Gonna be on K Mega's podcast tonight. He's finally making his comeback to his channel since he had his family issues that he is dealing with. So I'm excited for that this evening. We'll be doing the crossover on Monday on TSWS's channel as well, and it should be a pretty good time. I'm happy to finally be back. The last week of not podcasting or doing. I'm sorry, what?
You missed it.
Yeah, but I was also like sick half of the time, so it wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be at all. But yeah, I am happy to be back, happy to be doing stuff. I recently did a review for Geometry Survivor on this channel. It's a game very similar to something like Vampire Survivor, Brotato, Halls of Torment type of game. It's a lot of fun. It's only $7.99 and it's available on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. Check out the
Did you say it's cozy 99?
Pretty much.
That price is cozy 99.
Yeah, it is cozy 99 for sure.
It's but sitting in my cart.
Yeah, definitely check out that game. I wrote a little article for it for lordsgaming.net and also did the review for it on this channel where you can check it out as well. And I'm excited to be going to PAX and meeting a bunch of people out there here in a few weeks. I'm definitely going to have to be talking about that here in the near future because I'm going to be missing a couple shows because of that.
All right. So this has been BullSittin. We do this every Friday. Saturdays we're off. Sunday I do my solo podcast, sometimes with a guest, but most of the times it's solo. Monday, like Ham said, it's the crossover podcast with him and K Mega. Tuesdays, the lowdown, me and Ham. Wednesdays, Ham is on MetLife Games channel. Like he said, I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then Thursdays, Ham does Behind Them Sticks, where he interviews people within and around gaming. Like he said last week, it was RJ from Malawi. He's managing an esports company in the southern region of Africa. It's doing pretty well. So yeah, that's what we do. Please like, subscribe. We're gonna keep it coming. Anyways, so here's the last point before we leave. So this specifically, this is something that's been chafing my tits. All right. So here we go. At first, I thought it was a minor irritation that would disappear by Friday, but no, my tits are still fully chafed. Censorship in gaming, specifically when it comes to Final Fantasy and their ridiculous double standards. Let's get one thing straight. Final Fantasy has a serious problem with covering up the assets of certain female characters while letting the male characters run around practically half naked. What's the deal? Are they trying to tell us that female characters aren't equal to male characters? Are they stuck in some medieval mindset where women need to be modest while men get to strut their stuff? Square Enix, I'm talking to you, Square. Are you seriously going to tell me that it's okay for male characters to prance around shirtless, showing off their chiseled abs and bulging muscles, but the moment a female character shows a little skin, it's time to cover her up like she's some kind of indecent exposure waiting to happen? Is this haram territory? I can't help but wonder if the manosphere has infiltrated Square Enix. Is Square buying into this outdated notion that women should be seen and not heard, while men get to do whatever they want to do? Red pill, anyone? People like to see nice bodies. There's nothing wrong with appreciating the human form, whether it's male or female. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Oh No, It's Alex and his thigh-slapping antics. If the gaming industry wants us to become emotionless automatons, they've got another thing coming. We're not going to sit back and let them dictate what we can and can't see. We're not going to sit back and let them dictate what we can and can't indulge in. So come on, Square Enix. It's time to get with the program. Stop censoring female characters and start treating them with the same respect and dignity as their male counterparts. We're not asking for much, just a little bit of equality in video games. Is that asking too much? Thank you for listening.